Hi, welcome to Ocean Yummies live. Sorry, it's been one of them days. The baby. Ugh. So excuse my tidiness. It's been so late. Normally I'm quite not so late on stuff. Um. So so um. I'm gonna continue about the Bibby Stockholm. Now, the reason why I fired up the live was because it was um talking about it yesterday, in fact. Okay, so it was saying that how they because they have the migrants literally they were they have them in hotels as well. So they were saying that how the hotels cost too much and all this stuff, and they was also making it as though, like, how you get propaganda against the migrants, particularly immigrants. As we know, some immigrants run like war situations and um different situations. Like it's like, even though most so-called asylum seekers have no place. Sometimes they literally come on here on flimsy boats and all that stuff. Um, they come on all different ways as well. So they end up on the border and all that stuff. So what England is saying that how there is a migrant problem. So what they're trying to do is like it's like I said, like they do the problem and they do the solution to it. And then afterwards, now they're saying now um that how it's like they disagree with what's going on. They're also giving people a sense of idea that some of them are in comfortable positions. Now, yes, some people do come under false pretenses. I'm not saying no, it doesn't happen. It happens. Yes, it does, because I'm sure it happens in America and all over. The next thing is that how it seems like a lot of false news, fake news go around about people who they are, like, I don't know. It's like there's been a lot of mix up, like, i.e., like the Rush scandal situation. Now, today, I think this afternoon, I found out that how they're saying that how they're giving up hotels, they've taken people out um, of hotels. They're doing this to take them out of hotels and stuff. But what's happened is, right, they decided to put them in hotels. Once again, it's like a problem and solution business. So what's happening, when I was also noticing during discussions, there was talk, and the lady was referring to them as them. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, why are you referring to them like that? Now, that's how you can see that there is what you call it, how people have ideas of people, don't know them or nothing. So what I've also done, I've also recorded a video which also shows that there's campaigners near the BB Stockholm, because, oh yeah, and with the BB Stockholm, at first they had them on there, a couple of them on there, I think it was at 71. Then they had Legionnaire's disease, and I think something else happened on board the barge. So what's happened now? Now they've had the all clear to go through for the barge. Now remember, the barge was sailing from can't remember the port to, they're saying to like Hawaii situation. Like a Hawaii situation. Like a Hawaii situation. So basically now people are saying like, it's the inhumaneness of everything else. So they're basically scraping up from different hotels, putting them on the barge. Now, I have spoken about the barge before. I have spoken about the barge before. So um, I'm going to also put up the video of the protesters that is out there right now.
I feel really concerned for their safety, to be honest. I don't think the Home Office has prioritised their safety. They've been more interested in reassuring the press that it's safe than they have actually communicated and reassuring the men that will be returning today.
Portland's mayor has recently lost a High Court battle against Home Secretary Suella Braverman over the lawfulness of housing asylum seekers on the Bibby, Stockholm. She is continuing subsequent legal action against Dorset County Council as the planning authority responsible for the port.
I believe it's inhumane of the government to treat some of the most vulnerable people in the world in this way, to house them on a barge in Portland Port. It's cruel and unusual, and it's important for me as a human being.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Brown Sugar. I thought my mic was on. Yeah, so basically the ship was designed to carry labor to two places so that the labor can be carried to and from on these ships, these type of ships where they're putting the asylums, the migrants or asylum seekers. Oh, I mean, to me, they're people who's been through a lot of stuff, trauma, whatever. Now, on top of that, on top of that, um, there's also I also found out today, also looking through certain stuff, that there are many of these type of ships. So there is a lot of things going on in the UK regarding the migrants or asylum seekers, immigrants as they call them. Now, me being a daughter of an immigrant from the Windrush era, yeah, I come to understand that people are being put in different places or being housed in different places. Now, what's happening? They put them on a military barracks. Hi, Rico. They put them on a military No, the migrants is already over here. No, it's okay. I'm late as well, Rico. Um, what they're doing, they're putting them in military places. You can also research if you look through the BB Stockholm barge, right? You'll see that especially in the UK, right? There is a case of there's a case where like they have this boat, this boat particularly called the BB Stockholm. Hi, mind's eye. My spirits are from Congo. Yeah, exactly. So you understand, right? So basically, they are they are these right. They are right. They are trying to house them on a ship. Hi, mind's eye. They're trying to house them on a ship, which is a barge, right? And the barge was unsafe. I put up a little bit about it before. I did several videos before this one um, regarding the barge. The situation was that they had Legionnaire's disease on the barge, which is a bacterial, I think it's a bacterial disease. Then then they took them off the boat, then they had it checked. The boat, however, was unsafe. We were saying that the boat was unsafe because as well, and that how they try to market the boat like they're getting luxuries like TVs, like a TV room, which the room is quite small. There is like a canteen situation where they eat. They're on bunk beds. It's like children's bunk beds stack up. Obviously, right on the barge, it's like a container looking thing. It's stacked container in a square. So when they look out, it's like in a prison. You see like a square facing you outside. Now, um, it was meant to go on there from I can't remember how long back now, because I'm not on my laptop. Otherwise, I'll tell you. Right, it was meant to be on there from month before, couple months. I can't remember the month, but a month when I spoke about it, there was meant to be on there for a while. I can't remember, but instead, right? Oh yeah, and plus now on top of that, right? They was gonna move them to an island. Now the island apparently would have been well. They said there was a volcanic island. When I looked it up, it's a volcanic island. They said they was gonna send them to. Now, bear in mind, there's children on there and all that. Now, they market this thing like as though like they're gonna have internet and all this thing on it. One of the people went on there, and I think he said he felt a little traumatized. I'm gonna find the statement retaining to that because I think if I show the statement, it'll make more sense. Now, on top of that, shall I say, because I like to say on top of that. On top of that, over here, when they was having the discussion yesterday, right, they were saying that how the people in the UK, like like if they start clubs and stuff, right, they're not getting, like money and stuff like that, and that how the money is going towards the migrants and stuff like that. They yes, maybe some is in luxury, but I think now there's it's not so. Me and my friend did talk about this, I think, before, and basically she was saying that how it's just to show that to other migrants, look, you can't come over to England because this is how you're going to be treated, right? So they also put them up in hotels, so similar to New York City, right? They put them up in hotels, but I think today they took out one hotel of migrants, so they made them pack all their stuff or put all their stuff out, and they're all sitting there, and like they're moving them out basically because they want to get them to the barge. They said they're going to start clearing hotels of migrants sooner or later and put them on barges. Oh wow, that's crazy. Are they previously trying to kill those people? Yeah, I feel, well, not like some people, I feel it's a bit of that going on. And also, I feel when you show people certain ideas, okay, these people are bad. Now, some people run from wars, some people, um, they run from tyrants, they run like, remember when I talk about the radical thing on the thingy, on the TV, which is so strange because they happen to show radicalism on the TV, which I reviewed. People run from a lot of things. Um, some migrants are doctors, nurses, you name it. So you see, like how the stuff is going on in Palestine now. Now, some of them are at the border, and that situation, some of them probably find a way to come to the West. Now, when people all pile up on a dinghy boat or whatever situation, they pay off the people to get to A to B, they jump onto trucks, hide under trucks to get into the country because um it's not like before where like they would invite people over. They go to a country, they recruit the people, they recruit workers, they bring it over. It's not like that as much. But when even when things such as appliances, you'll see, I will say, a migrant like I did today. I saw a Sikh migrant. Well, I'll just put him as a Sikh migrant. He might not even be a migrant, but um, they want to work. Sometimes they work for less than over here, £10, £20. They do minute jobs. Some of them will do the jobs that even the people in the West won't want to do. They clean the streets. They uh, they do other stuff. Now, most most cases, most cases, I would say, yes, there is a criminal element in which is which we know. We living in the West, we have like there's criminal elements in the West as well. There's good and bad in the West as well. So not only that, over here, right, they have a thing what they go through. Like I think I'm not gonna say what it is, but they put them through the office and they was backlogged as well. So they've been backlogged. So all the people that they're supposed to be checking and stuff, they've been backlogged. So what they're trying to do is like suppose so called have a solution. But the solution you're choosing, I feel personally, it's not a good one. Like we know that a lot of things can happen on a ship. Like you don't know who's on the ship. There's children gonna be on the ship, right? Um, and it all depends on the distance the ship is traveling, right? I did do how far the BB will be traveling. The Stockholm ship will be traveling. I'm not on my laptop right now. I might have to show that on another upload if even if I haven't done the necessary today. Okay. They are sending them from bad situation to another. That's true. Yes, exactly. That's interesting. There are things I never get to hear about. Yes. Yeah, I know, brown sugar. And yes, it is interesting, Mind's Eye. And and to make matters worse, right, there's a conversation what happened yesterday on one of the, when you wake up on and you watch discussion things on news or not news, you know, when you watch discussion thing where they have a discussion and people phone in or whatever, people was phoning in. Some people was against the ship, and some people was using pure ignorance to say, well, they're living better than me. My son is homeless. Da, 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 which I think is about the same thing what's going on in New York City. When they're putting out certain stuff, right? Sometimes it's stuff. So you are looking at the thing and you're saying, "Oh, those people," or da, 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 da. Now, when people of who's come, whose parents, grandparents, who came over, did works in the country, right? I kind of understand where some of them come over, even though my grandmother, she didn't have to come over on the Windrush boat. She came. I don't know how she came over it, to be honest. I don't. I think she came by plane because I saw passports. So, but I don't know because I know some came by plane and some came by boats. Okay, and this is the Windrush lot, right? The Windrush generation. So when you're looking at other people, I tend to look at like when my grandma was younger, when she came over and she just had her bag or she just had whatever and she came over, and then you're being moved from pillow to post. You're getting a lot of hatred because it's like they're, what you call it, embellishing the situation. I will say they're embellishing it. It's quite ridiculous. Me and my daughter was shouting at the TV because it's just ridiculous at the end of the day. Um, yeah, I think that's most of, if I think from memory, what I can remember. Now, Legionnaire's disease, I think I looked it up what it is, right? But I will look it up what it is and I put it on the community wall because you need to understand what the Legionnaire disease is and their solution to it, right? Um, I think it's a bacterial, some bit bacterial, something I can't remember, but I'm sure someone put it in the chat for me. It's a bacterial thing, I think it is. Now, any nurses, you can correct me, what the Legionnaire disease is. Um, it's quite sad, I will say. I don't know because like I'm thinking how the protesters are thinking. Now you see how much protesters is standing up at that port where they're gonna put them back on that barge. I think the barge, it was getting work on and stuff like that as well because it's old, and they try to update it. Now apparently one of the rooms is the size of a when you park your car in a bay. If you look on previous videos, you will find this is it was spoken about as park the size of a car bay. Basically, they said the size of a room. So when it's marketed, the pictures, it looks nice and glossy, but in fact it's not nice and glossy. So even if I don't get the conversation today, I can do the conversation another time. Part two, should I say? Part two. If I don't do today, I'll do a part two. Okay. There is probably asbestos on that large barge and that cancerous. Yes. Asbestos. Yeah, I think you have a point. It might have asbestos. Um, However, like I said, even if I don't finish this now, I will do a part two because um sometimes you have to talk to the people who come from different places, who's traveled 2 countries to either work there. Some people go by means, like, remember there's human trafficking, there's smugglers. They said just the other day they caught some smugglers over here, smuggling people, right? So they either get smuggled over here, they come on the back of the truck, some of them, they come across the French border, they come across the, what's the next thing? They come behind food. Now, and I've also, and I will say to people, for you to get an understanding of how bad it is when people come into different countries and they're not being treated and they're just a number. Like, I think over here they were saying, oh, they're giving them houses and they're giving them this, they're giving them that. Maybe right, maybe true, maybe. Um, yeah, but that part, no. Like most cases, no. Now some migrants did film themselves in luxury hotels, and even that, I don't know why they would do that because some people are not, and some of them don't get the best accommodations. Now the cost of paying for them to go into hotels, especially over here, because we left the EU as well. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. Hi, Charles. We left the EU, and what's happening when they keep them in hotels? The cost of a hotel room goes up, 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 up. It ain't gonna be cheap. So their solution is okay. Now we just take them out of this hotel. So there was, so I seen a picture of a situation where they're taking them out of a hotel. Um, Now to me, me personally, I won't put people up in hotel. There is probably another way, especially when you're in a society that doesn't understand what's going on. Some people learn from stereotypical aspects as well, and you can't go by that either. Some children are left by themselves to come over to places, countries by themselves, right? That's one part, because that's the children element. These children on the way to countries, Western countries, will be human trafficked, sex trafficked, wherever else as well. So you have to think about that. So on top of that, now their solution is put them on a barge. Now, okay, we can't house them in these hotels. We can't house them, whatever, whatever, whatever. But put them on this barge. Now, the BB Stockholm do have a history, mind you. There is a history behind it because I've looked up the history behind the BB Stockholm. I think it used to ship over goods way back when, as like but like I said, and the current times it ships labor to and from ports so that the labor can reach over so that they can do the works. I'm thinking rigs. That's what I'm thinking, judging by the size of it. I can't remember, it carries a lot of people, but if you overfull the people as well, I think could be a danger to the people. Not only would you could have something wrong with that boat structurally. Look at the structure. Um, like I said, diseases is another thing. It said apparently they got doctors on there, but we know that there's inflation. You don't know what's going on. You don't know. They have to vet people, all sorts of things. But yeah, but like I said, but one of the immigrants have actually left a testimonial or spoken about what has happened on these boats, right? And what happened to him when he went to the boats before they took him off, and yeah. So, like I said, even if I don't have the conversation, like with people, because a conversation will be had on part two, because um and I'm gonna try not to leave it too late, because when my young one goes to school, it'll be easier, so I can pull up stuff. So to me, I feel that, okay, even if you do have a problem of migrants, there's ways to deal with people humanly. They're still human. They're still people. At the end of the day, they're still people. They're people. Yes, some people may come from certain places which is in disagreement with the country. Yes, down to racism as well. People see things like they're looking through glass houses. Okay, when you're looking through a glass house, you don't understand what another person's going through. Right, it comes down. I always say to people, when you look at things, you look at you look at suppose it's one of your family, friend, whatever, going through all that. Now, I'm not saying that some people come with a good heart. No, I'm not saying that. It's just the human part of it. Like, you want to be treated as a human, right? That's the human element of it, right? So to me, when you're putting someone on a ship and then you sending them somewhere, how many miles across I was going to say the equator, but it ain't the equator, is it? Across somewhere, right? They're not guaranteed that when they get to the other end, that how it's going to be prosperous, with land, soil, whatever. Now, remember in Hawaii, just the other day, they had the fire, right? So they was going to send them over there. Remember, Hawaii's doing the smart city of prison now, isn't it? So they was going to send them over there. There's no humanitarian fault to certain stuff. I'm not talking as a politic thing. It's not talking like as a politics thing, because it ain't nothing to do with that. My thing is children, people's been through a whole heap of stuff. The real ones who really, really, really been through some crazy, crazy stuff, running for their life, running from the country. Yes, some people come under false pretenses. So we're still going to say, yes, we're going to put it on the table. Yes, some people come under false pretenses, but then you're still dealing with them inhuman. Now, to get their papers through, it takes a long time before they become citizens of a country, or I say, as I put it in my context, of the West. It takes them a long time to get through so they can get the paperwork done. Sometimes the paperwork gets backlogged as well. Okay. So I can't remember what was I forget the department that deals with that side of things. So so I'm just saying, anyway, those people are probably traumatized by having to leave everything behind and then get victimized by coming to this country. That's one of the things. That's one of the things as well. Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, no matter where they come. Yes, but some people, because even over here, it's the same problem that happens over here. If it ain't got nothing to do with me, this is the thinking. I have like, if it ain't got nothing to do with me, it's not my problem. Another thing is, a lady was using her son, saying, "Oh, he's homeless," and all that. So the caller said, "Why can't you put up your son?" Oh, can't remember the reasons behind it, like I said. But if I do find that that interaction, I'll put it up, because you're just thinking. I mean, like, you're not ignorant to her situation, because even the people who live in the West deserve to looked after too. Now, the guy or the presenter or the guest was saying Why can't it be equal? You take care of the people in the West, you take care of the migrants, so everybody get equal footing, right? Um, Making sure everybody gets. It's not a speech. It's not a speech. This is I've done a build on it. This is what I pick up on what I watched, what I've researched on this BB Stockholm boat. It ain't a speech. It's a serious thing. This ain't no fairy tale. Mm-mm. This is real people. This is like they right. It's like you decide, okay, I want to go to that country over there. However, you get over there, it's another situation. You pay whoever to go on a little small dinghy, a small boat, one of them small raft boats. Some, I think, at one point, a whole heap of them got washed up or they died coming towards on the sea. Because remember, the sea, when you're on the sea, little boats can't hold up. So there's loads of these pictures being thrown out on social media, whatever, right? Like I said, some come with bad mind. I ain't gonna say all is perfect. No, I'm not gonna say that, right? The home offices, they do a check on the people. They have to go through a check. That's why some gets deported back to their countries for whatever reason. Sometimes they get it wrong and they get deported wrongfully, right? It happened to a Jamaican lady who was over here. She's unalive now, and 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 she got deported by default, right? She was living over here for a long time. So this is how easy that you can be ripped out from your where you are. A man, he was in a deportation situation for a long time. He had to fight till he comes out of there, right? And also a soldier as well. He went through the same thing, right? So it's not a matter of giving it a speech or whatever. It's not about giving it all that. The thing is that people are human. Hi, Chrissy. And when we're talking about the Stockholm barge, right? Because they say it's a barge, people call it a prison ship, right? Because it looks like a prison ship, right? Because it is those shipping things, the big shipping things pile up on top of each other. If you look at it, if you peep it, it's in a square, right? It's in a square, basically. When they look out, it's like looking out of a prison yard. When they show what they see is like looking in the middle of the square, basically. You're in the middle of the square, you know. Hi, Christine. And and it's not like, oh, oh, because it's not on my doorstep, therefore, whatever, right? It's not about that. It's how a person's treated. They're breathing just like you. They have blood run just like you. There's good and bad in every nation. Okay, there's good and bad in every nation. I'm gonna say, oh, there's some people perfect. No, let's be real now. There's good and bad in every nation. Every nation can think of, right? Sometimes, right, you might weed out the bad one, and sometimes you might not weed out the bad one. And other times, it's the innocent one get caught up because of the bad one. So they get a name, oh, these are bad people. Da, 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 da. Even, okay, I'll use another example. Haitians landed in Trinidad just the other day. Some Haitians landed in Trinidad just the other day in Trinidad. Now, Trinidad is a small country because so Trinidad couldn't house them. So I think they sent them away or something. I can't remember. I'll have to look into that one. But they did land on Trinidad soil or Tobago soil just the other day. So this effect it affects everybody, yeah, right? The so-called migrants issue, right, or the immigrants issue. No one's not saying no. but it's how you deal with the people and how you look at people. And I don't know, it's not a speech anyway, but anyways, yeah. It's made me angry when they let all the white immigrants come here, but they sent the Haitians back to their country and wouldn't allow them to stay. Blatant racism. Yes, that happened. Yes, and that's what they're using for this situation here, because they are the word here is, oh, they're taking all our money, all our jobs, and da 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 da. You go to certain places. Well, at one point, I know for me, when you go to certain places, when you're on the street, you will see them cleaning the street. They will do for a job less than I forget how much. They get paid less. They don't get paid a lot of money if some of them do make it through and do settle in that place, even though they will form their communities. It's the same thing with the communities in Peckham and Brixton. Right. Most communities, they don't talk a lick of English. They do traditional stuff. They do whatever. I remember in certain things east over here, East London, there was a big, huge Bangladeshi, I think, community or Sikh community, however you want to look at it, right? And sometimes they stay within their community, so they don't learn English. And that used to be the thing. Oh, they're not learning English. But when you go to certain classes, the you'll see them being taught English, or they come to English classes or certain stuff. Now, like I said, it ain't perfect, but that's how the situation is. Um, so I won't be able to pull up nothing today, but I definitely gonna do a part 2 on this, because I should have came on here about 11 and I wanted to pull up the thing so you can see it visually. But sometimes when you're telling people the story, when you see it visually, you understand it better. And some people don't get it because they're not in that position to get it, right? I've been in classes with speakers of dialects, and they are eager to learn. They're eager to get into workforces, care, whatever. So to me, if you're around dialects and different speakers of different languages, different cultures, your understanding and thinking is much broader than the ones who gets fed the propaganda and they run with it and they think, yeah, it's okay, and oh no, we don't want them people over here, and da, 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 da. No, I would say it's like you going over to Spain, even though there is an English side of Spain, where there's pure British people there. It's like you going over to Spain and you have to go through several lot of stuff to become a citizen of that country, right? So people can call it a speech. I'm just trying to sort of give a kind of synopsis so you can understand the situation. To me, it's a sad situation. There's children on there. Some adults is okay. Some adults can help themselves. That's no problem. There's children on there. I seen a picture of a woman with her children pushing her bags going onto the barge. Um, and once they're on the barge, they're not allowed to come out. They're not allowed to mix with the people in that place, but in the place where they're at as well. It's only when, because of the Legionnaire disease, they was able to come out. I learned so much from working in the medical field with people from all over the ethnic backgrounds. Yes, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. I was around a lot of Somalians at one time. Somalian, South American, Eritrean, I think, Nigerian, Ghanaian. I was around a lot of those people. So when you're around the people and you're seeing them trying to do something, or the ones who is trying so they can work in the country, find it hard to get to the next base, and then they're getting torn out. Like even if they've been in the country for that long length of time, they get pulled out, put into another situation. Oh, okay. Oh, we want you over there. There's South Americans that's on my road. They do Deliveroo, just eat. They work. They work. They work. They work. Some of them work. Some of them work. Not all of them are like, oh, coming to pull from the country necessarily. Some of them will just come for a better life and they just want to do a, like, get through whatever, you know, invest in themselves, whatever. That's natural. All humans do that. So, yeah, let me see what's, uh, yeah. So let me say hi to people in case I have to cut it, in case my daughter gets up. So hi, Brown Sugar. Hi, Rico. Hi, Mind's Eye. Hi, Charles Was. Hi, Christine. When you strip away the cultural barriers, you will find that they are ordinary people with feelings just like ours. Same may, so some may have different customs, religious beliefs. Yes, and yes, there is a little bit of radical. Hi, Solomon. Yes, there is a bit of radical side to certain stuff in certain places, certain countries. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying no, blah blah blah. Yes, yeah, but they're humans at the end of the day. It's humans. It's humanity, isn't it? It's humanity. All right, it's humanity. So, um, you deal with people how you would want to be treated. They're not just a number on a paper, right? They're not just there and whatever. Like, um, yeah, they're not just there. Um, so, oh, it's okay, it's okay. I was meant to be on here from 11 o'clock and I fell asleep too. So I might keep this one short and then do a part two, do a part two to this. Okay, I'm gonna do a part two because um I want to be a one. I want to have a have a talk, basically, not just my voice, others' voices. Um, because I think people get what the BB Stockholm is, or they don't get it. I don't know where they understand where this whole thing is coming from, where it lands, where it is. Right? Yes, I'm not right. I know the British, the UK is trying to scare them, saying, "You look right. This is how you're going to be treated when you come here." No doubt there is some bad. Well, there is. Right? Okay, let's put it. There is some bad people and there's some good people. Right? You will never know their heart, but it's just like some people they come because they're running from situations even me personally couldn't even handle. Okay, right? Couldn't even handle. Some of them are running from executions, on live in situations, I don't know how else to put it. I don't know, but they're running from situations even we couldn't even further, right? We couldn't even think about in our mind's eye how we would deal with the situations they're running from, how they get on there. Could you see yourself surviving on a plastic boat about so big, and they would risk their life and come across that water so they can live better? They will come across. First, some of them was coming underneath planes. I think they froze under the plane. I don't know, or whether I'm thinking of something else. Uh, Trucks where they found all the Haitian, or I think it was Asians. I can't remember. They're all unalive in this truck. They're all unalived in this truck. So, right, and that's just coming over to the west. That is trying to reach the west. You're trying to reach the west, and you got all that against you already. Then you get here, just treated not so good. Anybody who understands, who have migrant parentage, immigrant parentage, however you want to term it, if there's another word to even say that, you will understand that it ain't as easy to get through certain places, to be on certain soils. You cannot just reach just like that, right? Some people come through drastic ways to get to the west, right? Because the west is kind of seen as this place, milk and honey, da 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 da. Sometimes the west itself is going through what it's going through. Like here, when they leave the EU, um, things are not happening as easy as it used to happen before over here. I don't know about America. I don't know about other places, but I know over here when they leave certain places, the EU, if they leave the EU or they leave certain, I don't know, outside influences, however you want to call it, it breaks down the economy. It starts a knock-on thing. So when people's looking, they're saying, "Oh my gosh, look how much money they're spending on those people over there. We're on inflation." Da, 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 da. Yeah, yes, it's just moving to another land is hard enough. Yeah, exactly. So it's under. So that's why I have spoken about the BB Stockholm before. I've spoken about it before. I don't know whether people's look back to understand, because might have to look back at old videos to understand the situation. Yes, when they're talking about it, they're making the worst scenarios. Oh, these people. Duh, 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 duh. When the conversation is, there was a lot of back and forth. Some people, it was mixed opinions on the Stockholm BB as well. So, and if you got no one in the new country, that is even harder. At least I had family there. Yes. So they're not going through like airport situations where they are invited over properly and they're going through the airport checks and all that, and then the family come pick them up. They're going through the other way by any means necessary. Even if I get on a live coming to that country, at least like I'm trying to come to the country. We heard of the Haitians crossing the Texas, I think it was some part of Texas, and how that ended up. Some got taken away, some got sent back to Haiti, and some disappeared. I don't know what happened to the rest of them. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? There's that situation. So they will come over by any means necessary. They would even send their children by themselves across the border. Now, even though this have nothing to do with the BB Stockholm, but there's linked because it's the same way with over here. They're coming through train lines. They're coming through, however, to get to England, Turkey, I think is another place they reach. Um, they reach a few countries. They reach a few countries, man. Right. And some come through student. The ones who are proper student, they come through. They go. But like I said, there have been a lot of blunders with people getting deported. One lady, she was so stressed. I think she ended up being on a live in. I think she had a heart problem or something like that. Um, I've done a video on her as well. They get put in deportation situation. So, um, yeah. So I won't be able to draw up what I wanted to do, what I did plan to do earlier, but I will do a part two. And um, this conversation, there'll be a part two to the conversation because that barge is not safe. It's not safe. It's not safe. It don't even look safe to me. It don't even look safe to me. And I'm not even putting mouth on the thing, but it's very unsafe. And yeah, and I know why they're projecting that and why they're projecting certain stuff, making it like, yeah, this is that and that is that. Once again, propaganda. Propaganda is easy to sell people propaganda, give a story, and they look at the people like, yeah, well, yeah, this will be more suitable for those set of people. And yeah, so um I don't know who wants trying to think, but I might have to do a part two. But I have let a few people tagged a few people to the post because we had this conversation before, like Rico and Alexander, because he brought it up, and then when I looked into it and you really think about it, and you're not looking at it from a movie point of view, because you know you see on the movies, I'm sure it's much worse than that. Okay, um, or when you meet the people in real life, you're like, wow, and they go through a lot, or they tell you the story. I mean, they don't talk about that side of the story. They talk about the other side of the story. They struggle to work in a country or get work in a country. Some of them don't always get what people think they get in the country. Like, you know, it's a survival thing. Obviously, right, when you get to another country, you gotta survive. Um, yeah. So, put a one in the chat. Um, for the part two. Um, should I do a part two on this? Because time is against me a little bit right now. I gotta do something today. So, oh, do you think a part two should be done on this conversation? Um, or if not, I'll just do a part two. If it comes down to it, I'll just do a part two. Um, yeah, okay, a part two will be done because people who understand um the situation, you will more get it as well. Um, I don't wanna talk off my chest. I don't want to be the only one sounding my voice. So at one point, I will get a few people to talk and sound their opinion on this. The ones who knows about the BB Stockholm. Okay, because one of the places, hi Mark, one of the places they're docking is Netherlands. I think Netherlands is one of the places. Portland, no, Netherlands, UK. I can't remember. There's a list. There's a list. There's a list. I seen the list is Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it for an hour for today. But the next conversation, hopefully, there'll be other people apart from me talking. Um, it is a shared opinion, but there is especially the like I think me and Chrissy live over here as well. So we know what's amiss or what is not. So some articles may say little, they might make it a little pretty up a bit or whatever because they're showing the inside of the place, right? But even when you're showing the inside of the place, remember, right, we're not the ones who's going to be living in that place for how many months, a year, however, in that in that in that barge, what I term it prison ship. We cannot understand how you can be put in a ship full of how many people, because they had 71 people on there first. I think 71 people reached on that ship. See, I don't want to be talking off my head, right? Because sometimes when you see the thing in front of you is better. 71 people, I think, was on that ship, or it might be over. And then they had to take them off because of Legionnaire disease. They were saying the ship is unstable. They checked the ship out, and they went quiet for a little while on that because they housed them in a military base, right? And now they're gonna put them back on the ship. But yeah, time today put in front of me so we can have this conversation a bit more in depth. I think Rico did bring up as well. I think Rico brought it up. I know Alexander did bring it up, and I think Rico did bring it up. So, yeah, hi Mark Basket. So I'm gonna leave it right here. Put your comments underneath this video. Tell me what you think. The ones, well, especially the people when I did the first BB Stockholm video, right? Who remembers my first Stockholm video, Stockholm barge video? If you go back and you find it on my channel, you'll see it and they will explain it. For those who do not understand what I'm talking about, it's more, I have a video on it, detailed the size and stuff like that. The inside, the interior. I put it on the community wall, but I might have to put up a new picture so you can see the inside of it. Okay. So with that said, because what how it was supposed to turn out today, it didn't turn out that way. But hopefully in the next one it'll be a little more easier. So you know what I'm saying. But because it's 1 hour now, I'm not gonna prolong it because I don't like to check to 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 stand on my soapbox. Okay, because I'm trying to remember the details of what I spoke about before. Okay, because I did leave the story for a bit. In fact, I did. I left that story for a bit, and then it came back up again. I said, "Wow, they're sending them back on that ship again." Tutus now, where something happens on the ship. Just today, I think something happened on a ship. Now, to me, these are all danger signs already. Something happened on one ship, I think, on the way. I don't know. I think it's a normal ship. Something happened. But anyway, you know me. I'm going to say I'm going and then I'm going to start again. But yeah, I think these are all danger signals and they need to take heed to what's going on, to certain stuff before they consider sending these people on this barge. Even though it's time to pack the people back on the barge again. and it's the human side. That's all I'm looking at, is the human side of certain stuff, right? The migrant part, yes, yes, the migrant part, like I said, there's good and bad in everybody, in every country. Yeah, but not everybody deserves to be treated like a dog. Okay, so if I go back into the next speech, or as mine I put it, I'm gonna come off. Okay, so let me just say that hi to everybody again. Brown Sugar, Rico, the Brat, Mind's Eye, Charles, Chrissy, so I think that's it. Yeah. But yeah, just check out my old videos on the Stockholm, on the BB Stockholm. I put it as the Stockholm, the BB Stockholm prison boat. That's how I term it, because that's exactly what it is. Okay, so with that said, I'm gonna leave it here for now, because I think my daughter goes back to school soon. No, about a week. Next week she goes back to school, so I'll be able to talk freer. I'll be able to express, and those who are awake on my time in the certain times, because I know my time, the time difference as well, it's a lot. I have to consider a lot of that. If you watch the replay, can you put the comment underneath the video? If it's disrespectful, boom, you're gone. It's sad. I would just say put yourself in the shoes. Put yourself in the shoes. Okay? Right? Have empathy for some other people other than yourself when you're living in a box and you're not seeing what's going on. Okay? But anyways, now I'm gonna start turning to granny now, right? As I'm always say. Okay, so with that said, thank you for coming, and there will be a part 2. Okay? And in the meantime, I'll put up the um do I need to put anything on the tab? I don't think I need to. I don't think I need to. I'll just let you lot know when I'm gonna be live talking about this again. Alright, I'm gonna try not to get distracted by other things. Because I get distracted by other things, but this one is a bit more no. Mm. Yeah, so with that said, I'm gonna come off. Take care, have a good night, good morning, whatever time you're in. Open your heart. Sometimes you gotta open that heart. Don't always listen to certain propagandas as well. You have to look into it, think, look at the situation, because it might not look what it is. Okay. So with that said, I would say take care, everybody. Thank you for coming through. I would have done the other part, but it's okay. I can do the other part because I know how I'm gonna do. Okay, next time. Okay, and yeah, just take care because I'm gonna go on and on and on. So with that said, I'll see you later. Bye.